Good evening, Unique Couples community.
Oh, yes,
We
we
are
are
Vito and Linda Patrick
live.
from Freeport, Grand Bahama in the Bahamas, and we want to welcome you to Unique Couples After Dark.
Ooh,
Unique Couples
yes.
After Dark. And we're going to be in for a great time here
Yeah, so
tonight.
tonight, Unique Couples After Dark, we are talking about five problems. Five problems most marriages don't survive, but could. Okay, so um, you usually hear about, we've talked about issues and problems people might have and why people get divorced and what to do to prevent divorce and all of these things. And we, of course, are all into strengthening marriages and getting, couples um, to be together, increasing their intimacy, communication, and excitement and fun, and all of these things in their relationship. And we've found that some couples and marriages encounter problems, and they just fold, like just give up. Okay, and then we found, of course, that other couples encounter the same problems, but they don't. So we're going to look at five problems that most marriages don't survive but could. Okay, so
Yep.
we want to do that. So you're joining us live, type in hashtag live squad. You're watching the replay, go ahead, hashtag replay. Excited. We're going to talk about that. Yes. So we're Vito and Linda. And so you want to start with what is like what's the number one? Well, these aren't ranked in any order.
Yeah.
We just have like these are top five picks, but yeah, so they're not okay. This is the main most, and okay. So we're not ranking them. We just have five. We've seen couples work through some of these problems. We've seen couples fold and give up, and got divorced because of these issues. And of course, the difference is what people can take, and of course that commitment that they decide that, hey, we're going to work through whatever it is. So let's do our number. And of course, listen, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Let them know what do we do again to subscribe.
You want to subscribe to the Unique Couples YouTube channel. You want to click that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live.
Yes.
So you want to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you can know every time we go live.
Yep.
So, like Linda said, five problems most marriages don't survive but could. And the first problem we're going to be talking about is money. Money problems. So, this is a problem that marriages have, and marriages don't survive. But we're going to tell you that marriages could survive.
Definitely. So when you talk about money,
could survive.
You're talking about what? Not having enough money, the husband being stingy with money, the wife wasting all the money, or the husband, kind of like using up all the money the wife is working hard for.
There are a lot of different things when it comes to money, but like in these unprecedented times that we are in, because we know that all around the world we are in a global pandemic, and we know that tough economic times leads to financial stress, and financial stress can cause more stress. And when marriages have financial stress, one spouse may feel more stress than the other spouse.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to work together so you can get through this financial stress. So money can be a big problem. And then some of the other issues you mentioned as well, where persons are hiding money from the next spouse.
Those secret bank accounts that your spouse doesn't know about. That could be a thing. And they find out and then they're like really upset. That could be a problem.
So all of this can be money problems. So you want to, if you're having financial stress when it comes to money, you can seek help. you can get help to get you
Yeah.
through this financial issues that you are having. Don't keep it in. You want to make sure talk about it, and then you want to get
Work on
help.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
that's why
want
you could get like a marriage coach, not a marriage coach, but a financial
you can get a
coach.
financial
Yeah,
coach.
money manager, and
Yeah,
work through
someone
those
who can
things.
help
Yeah.
you where you can work through whatever money problems you're having. So you
Mhm.
want to write down all of the money problems. You want to talk about it and have a plan in place. Have a game plan to address these money problems, because the money problems, it could lead your marriage not to survive.
Yeah. Down the road, because hey, we know that money, finance plays a major, that's like one of the top issues that
Yes,
couples will face in their marriages. And so if
exactly.
you don't get this under control, it could we've seen marriages just fold because of it. So number
Exactly.
one was money problems, right?
Yeah, money
Yeah. So
problems.
that's something that five problems most marriages don't survive, whether it's a spouse, one of the spouse wasting the money, hiding the money, being stingy with the money,
Yeah.
or just not even having money could be a problem.
Hmm.
But that's something that you still could survive. Hey, hello, hello! I saw some live squatters here.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
We have
Yes.
training on wheels in the house. We have Gia.
Yes,
Hello.
hello, hello. Yeah, so go ahead, type in chat. We want to hear your comments. And if you feel like there are more marriage problems that, hey, most marriages don't survive, put those in the chat for us. We're going to give you our five. So number one was money
Money
problems.
problems.
Number two is cheating. Yes, whether it's he cheated one time or she cheated one time, or there's that your spouse is a serial cheater. Like constantly doing it. Um, you don't want to hear it, but you could survive. You could work through and deal with the problem of adultery in your marriage. Okay, so it doesn't mean okay. We know, hey, that's definitely grounds for divorce. Just like straight across the board, it's just like who grounds for the divorce. But it doesn't have to be that your marriage ends because your spouse cheated. Okay, so this is a problem that hey could survive. You can get the coaching, you can get the counseling, the therapy, whatever you need to work on those trust issues, to build back up the reason. So infidelity, adultery isn't just a one spouse problem. Okay, the person did the cheating, the other person also has I don't want to say a part to play, but a part to play in that as well. So there's something that, hey, the couple would definitely need to work through, talk to,
Talk about.
get through, get help with, to make sure that, hey, we move past this problem into more being stronger in the relationship, as opposed to let it devastate you and you can't come back from it. So you could survive. Some persons decide not to. That's like a deep violation of my trust. You actually allowed someone into our marriage bed. You brought in a fourth party or whatever. That's like a really deep problem, but it doesn't have to be that way where that's the end of your relationship. Okay. So cheating, number two. Okay. So number three, what are we looking at? So this is what five problems most marriages don't survive, but definitely could. Listen. If you have not subscribed yet, please continue. Make sure you go and subscribe, and then share this video with someone, a couple, because people will be suffering in silence, and before you know it, it's like, we got a divorce, but we never actually got help. Okay, so we want to be able to help, even if it's just one couple with something that we said or something, to lead them into going to get help wherever they need to. That'll be great. Right? Okay, so number three.
Yes, number 3. Number 3 is busy schedules.
Ooh.
Busy schedules. Yes. Most marriages don't survive because of these busy schedules, but they could survive. Yeah, so these busy schedules, they cause problems. Couples who are busy are often stressed, especially if they are not taking care of themselves. And when I'm talking about not taking care of yourself, I'm talking about not getting enough sleep, not eating on time, not eating good food, not
Mm-hmm.
taking care of yourself. So all of this can lead to stress. So, and the busy schedule can cause it. So you
Mm.
want to watch these busy schedules.
Mm-hmm.
Also, busy couples, they feel they feel less connected.
Yeah.
They're not connected to one another
Mm-hmm.
because they have less time to spend together.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not spending time together,
Mm-hmm.
we would feel less connected. So these busy schedules, it would also cause couples to feel less connected.
Yeah. And so there wouldn't be like intimacy, because hey, you're not spending time together. There's no quality time.
Yeah.
You're not really connecting. You're not being able to talk about your likes, your dislikes, your dreams, the future, what's happening during your day, how you feel. You're not able to connect on that
Mm-hmm.
emotional level, and that could lead to, hey, if you're not communicating with me, I'm communicating with someone else, or if you're not communicating with me, you're communicating with
With
someone
someone
else.
else.
Or you might not even be communicating with someone else, but then by the time you wake up and realize that, hey, I've been working, 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 and not connecting. And by the time you realize that, it's like the time is gone. Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
might not have a spouse to go back to
Yeah.
after you would have done all of that. So it's important to kind of have a balance. Balance is like a tricky word. It's like, hey, if you're building and working hard on doing anything to help your family, it's going to take time
Yeah.
away from your family, but you don't want it to be where you're always away from your family, but you're building for your family. And at the end of the day, you don't have a family or a husband or wife to come back home to.
Yes, and also the busy schedules, it can also lead to the husband and wife not working together
Mm-hmm,
as a team. And that can also be a problem as well because and it start with the little small issues in terms
mm-hmm,
of who's going to be doing what household chores, those sorts of stuff. If everybody is busy, you're not working together as a team, and one person feel that, hey, I'm doing all of this, or not, or you're not helping out, that can lead to a problem as well.
mm-hmm.
So with those busy schedules, you have to find time. You have to spend time with your spouse.
Yep, yep.
That's very, very important. You have to spend time. You have to go on those date nights. You have to put in the work in your marriage.
Yes, definitely work intentionally on making it happen.
Yes.
Just like you're doing with everything else, don't take for granted the time that you have with your spouse. Um, Putting it off and keep putting it off because you have all sorts of other things to do. Because you could be like a ship in the night. I remember at one point we were like ships in the night. We were so busy doing things, like, and we were actually even doing things sometimes, almost like together in the same space, but we weren't together. And a lot of things apart. And it was like we got so tired and busy doing all these other stuff that we forgot to connect as a couple. And if we had continued down that road, then before we knew it, we would know, like, who is this next to me? Like, who am I sleeping next to? Who is in my bed? Like, you would get to the point where you're so disconnected that you don't know who each other is anymore. And then you might feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know who this is. We need to definitely go our separate ways. And that's so easy to happen. That's just easy to happen. So you need to make sure you work on that. So you might be at a point where you feel as if you're two ships at night, going two different paths. You don't know who that person is. Um, you just don't know who that person, your spouse, is anymore. Okay, you're like strangers. But that is a problem that some people decide that, you know what, I don't know who he is anymore. I don't know if she is. We need to get a divorce. We need to go our separate ways because this is not working. But it doesn't have to be that way. Your marriage could survive that as well. So all that indifference and busy schedule and all of that, your marriage could definitely. Lack of intimacy can survive all of that. You could work through those things. And the
Yes.
great thing about it is we've kind of like taken it up. We have our How to Strengthen Your Marriage private Facebook group. We took it up another notch. So we have our Unique Couples Marriage Club
Marriage
that
club.
we invite couples to come to. They pay their small monthly fee. We'll put the information in the description. A small monthly fee, and we look at date night ideas. We look at things that you're going to do on a daily basis with your spouse. We look at just things that you can do to
Build your marriage.
build, enhance
Intentional loving.
intimacy, communication,
Yes.
passion, the fun, the excitement. These are things that you need to be working on a daily basis, not when you have a problem, but continue to build and work your relationship on. So, hey, that's the club. Interested in the club, put type club in chat. We'll put the link in the description and you could be a part of that. But anyway, so we're number 4 now, right?
Yeah, number 4.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 problems most marriages don't survive, but definitely could. So number 4 is, and this one is a tough one. I wonder if we should leave this one for number 5. But anyway, let's talk about number 4, the big elephant in the room. We actually had a couple who was on our Unique Couple Sunday Night Live. We have on Sundays, right? 6 o'clock. So I think that was, I don't remember the month.
That was back in January.
Okay, so that was in January? Wow, time really flew. Okay, so we had a couple and they were like an example, not the only one, but they were like an example. So they kind of like came on and they told their story and they talked about how, and she talked about how her husband was definitely abusive, like physically abusive to her, and they were able to survive that. So our number 4 is abuse. Yes. 5 problems most marriages don't survive but could. One of them is, we have number 4 down. Yes, we have it. Abuse.
So
whether it's physical,
I guess it's
verbal,
could it be
whether
just
it's neglect, we have it down. Okay. How do you survive that? Okay. First of all, abuse in any form is definitely wrong. We do not condone violence of any kind. Abuse is wrong. If you're in an abusive situation, we are not saying that you stay in that and work that out. Okay, we're not saying that. You need to get help, get out, get help, get the help that you need. Okay. What we are saying is that some persons did that. They got out, they got help, the abuser got the help that they needed, because obviously something is wrong if you are abusing your spouse. Yes, even though you might have that come from an environment, your background where you've seen your parents being abusive and you figure, oh, this is the way to go, and you do it with your spouse, or you just, probably didn't grow up like that, but you just felt that is the way to control your spouse, or whatever reason that you're doing it for, the abuser gets help and realize that the error of their ways, the abuser gets help, corrects behavior, stops abusing. The person who was abused, definitely outlines that, hey, this is my boundaries. You're not going to have me as your punching bag. No, that stops. I am worthy. I am worthy of love, not violence. I'm worthy of being respected. And so the person who is abused, stands up for themselves, also gets help, because you were in a relationship where you allow someone to take advantage of you to that extreme, and possibly, there's a lot of mental issues, and not mental issues, but psychological issues that you would need to definitely work through. So both of you get help and work through it. You can. Okay. Some violence, abusive situations are just so out there, so completely devastating that, hey, you cannot work through it. That is okay. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. There are some couples who were able to do so. Abuse has stopped, and making amends for their ways, and the relationship has progressed, and they're continuing to get help. That is, marriage could have gone the other way, but they decided to work on the problem. So your marriage could survive abuse, and we know persons who were physically abused, or emotionally abused, and they verbally abused, and they have survived it. So you could survive it. It will take a lot of work, and the violence must stop. Okay, so we're not saying that this continues. We're not saying that, hey, you stay in it and continue to get abused. No, the violence must stop. Okay, the violence must stop. And there's a that if there's a way to forgive and move on and get help and work through the problems, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. Yeah. So that was number 4, abuse. And that is a real issue we've seen here in the Caribbean, in the Bahamas. We know happen in a lot of African countries as well as other parts of the world, where some people might even think that it's a norm, like it's a way of life. But it is something that definitely needs to stop. It is something that is not healthy, and it goes against everything that God wants for his children. Okay, no one should be anyone else's punching bag. So violence must stop.
Yeah.
So that was number 4. Okay, but your marriage can't survive. And then number 5. So we're talking about the five problems most marriages don't survive but could. And I think I need to put this number. Did I said? Yeah, I said cheating earlier, right? Just a pin. Going back to cheating. When we talk about cheating, guess what? And then I think earlier you spoke about
money,
and then you said busy schedules. And when the busy schedules, I kind of mentioned like lack of intimacy. Okay, so one of the problems that most marriages don't survive but they could has to do with the sexual relationship, whether it's lack of sex. Maybe someone feels as if there's too much sex going on in the marriage. Like that would be like a good thing. But anyway, too much sex going on, lack of sex or whatever. Okay, that could be an issue that couples feel. Maybe she wants it more and he wants it less, or vice versa. That could be a problem that challenges couples. But it doesn't have to be something that devastates and destroys your marriage. It doesn't have to be. Okay, so whether a spouse wants more than the other one is willing to give, and the other spouse is indifferent, that could be a problem that could potentially lead to divorce. But it doesn't have to be. Okay, it doesn't have to be. And we know that sex is a major issue in marriages. Yeah. Sex is a big problem.
Yeah, it is a big problem.
It's a big problem. So that is definitely something you have to communicate about. And I think you're going to say that, right? Number 5.
Number 5 is poor communication.
And that could be with sex too. Okay.
Yes.
When you're not talking about your needs, you're not talking about what you want, you're not talking about your sexual experience, whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether we could improve this way, whether we need to overcome the boredom in the bedroom. Go and watch that video if you haven't watched that. It was last week, right? Yeah, go ahead and watch that if you have not watched that. It's right here on Unique Couples. It's After Dark. You can watch that to increase and change that in your relationship. Okay, so you're saying
so poor communication, this can lead to negative communication. So if you're not having sex, that means you're not talking about it. So you're having poor communication. And that poor communication is leading to negativity. So you're having negative communication in your marriage. And we don't want you to have this negative communication in your marriage. What we want is we want a healthy communication in your marriage, because a healthy communication in marriage is key. It's very important to have a healthy communication. You want to have this healthy communication because you want a healthy marriage. If you have a unhealthy communication in your marriage, that unhealthy communication, that can lead to major marriage problems. And you don't want major marriage problems in your marriage. So you have to communicate. Yes, communicate about everything. And you want a healthy communication. That's very important.
So this is...
And communication is verbal, and it's also non-verbal as well. So when I am communicating with Linda, her non-verbal would be, she will be listening to me, and it's vice versa. When she is talking, I will be listening. And it's important for both parties to have this verbal and non-verbal dialogue. One person is talking, the other person is listening, paying attention, and moving forward, know exactly what needs to be done, what needs to happen. So the communication is important.
So this is like one problem. This is a problem that most marriages don't survive, and that is lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
Because if you're not communicating, you're not talking about You're not talking about
So
what happened with cheating. You're not talking about intimacy. You're not talking about if
about the money
abuse has happened. You're not
problems,
talking about the money issues.
abuse, the
You're
busy
not,
schedule.
yeah,
So
not talking about a whole lot of stuff.
yes,
Yeah. And then what you do talk about is negative. That could be because, I mean, you could be in a toxic environment if you're just talking about what's negative, complaining and nagging. That can lead to a very toxic environment.
yes.
So you don't
Remember,
want that to happen.
negativity repels,
Mm-hmm.
positivity attracts. So
Ooh.
you want to be positive in your
Mm-hmm.
communication. You want to attract that positive when you're having the communication because you want that love. When you
Mm-hmm.
and your spouse talking, communicating, you want that love. And you want that in all of your conversations.
Yep.
Whenever you're communicating, you want to have healthy communication. So that's important.
Okay, so we're looking at, or we looked at 5 problems most marriages don't survive but could if you and we went what we said what money.
Yes, number one was money. Number two was cheating. Number three was busy schedules. Number four was abuse. Then you also add a bonus in there with intimacy. And
Talk about
then
sex, yes,
yeah,
sex, yeah,
sex. Number five was poor communication.
yeah,
So they were
yeah,
the 5 problems most marriages don't survive but could.
definitely
And
could.
like we mentioned, there are other problems as well, but
Yeah,
we
put those
decided
in, put
only
those
to
in. We want to
talk
see
on
the
5.
problems that you believe that most marriages don't survive, but definitely could.
Good.
Type those in the chat. We would love to see your comments. We ask you to say thanks for joining us live. Those of you watching the replay, hashtag replay in the chat. If you're interested in learning more and taking your marriage up to the next level, we have our Unique Couples Marriage Club that you could be a part of. It is a group where we take it up to the next level. Intimacy, passion, excitement, communication, finance, we talk about, and we do activities and and date nights, of course. We have all of that going on, and you get that for a small monthly fee. Okay, right now we are grandfathered into the program. It is $24.95 every month. You can do that, or you can pay up for the year.
Yeah.
So you could be a part of that Unique Couples Marriage Club. You will see the link in the description. You could be a part of that. Go ahead and put club in the chat so we can see if you're interested. We'll also get some more information to you. You can put club in the chat. That's the Unique Couples Marriage Club. And of course, we have our free club. We have our free group that you could be a part of. It's the How to Strengthen Your Marriage, a private Facebook group. You could be a part of that. Okay, you could join us there in that group. We go live weekly, and we have inspirational messages going on throughout the week for you to help your relationship. You could email us at
Unique Couples Rekindle at gmail.com.
Yes, you can email us there, and if there's something that you want us to talk about, interested in us talking about, go ahead and put those topics in the chat. We will get back to making sure it's a part of our schedule and what we talk about. And then, of course, you can find us. We're on YouTube. We are on Instagram at Unique Couples 242. We're on Facebook.
Facebook and Twitter at Unique Couples.
Yeah, so you can find us there. And of course, we'll be back here on
Sunday.
Yes, at 6 p.m. for Unique Couples Sunday Night Live experience. You'll be here, join the conversation. And of course, every Wednesday night at 9, we are here, 9-ish.
Unique Couples After
Dark. Okay, so we got late night.
After hours.
After hours. Okay, so we just had to put in these problems because we don't want you to feel as if marriages, relationships don't go through. They do actually go through the issues and the problems. Some of the problems topple marriages, but marriages can also survive them as well. And we want to bring that ray of light to let you know that your marriage can survive, and not only letting you know that your marriage can survive, helping you to get through and work through it as well. So we want to look at not just telling you, yes, that it can, and not just saying, oh, yes, you need to do it, but we're looking at, especially in the Unique Couples Marriage Club, exactly how to build up that intimacy, build up the connection, the communication, the passion, the excitement, the fun in your relationship. We give you daily inspirational motivation, inspiration, and transformation that you can use to change your relationship. So we
Yeah.
had fun sharing with you
Yes.
tonight. We will
Remember
see
to
you.
subscribe to our
Go
Unique
ahead,
Couples
subscribe, and
YouTube
share, share,
channel.
share, share. Let someone else know we want to help marriages. Yes, yes. Go share, share, share. We are excited and we love what we do. We're excited about our marriage and we are excited about yours.
Yes, here at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier families.
Oh, yes.
We love you all. We see you all on Sunday.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right. Good night.
Good night.